Morning. I'm not going to talk too loud here. I don't want to wake up my husband. But it is a little bit after 5, and I'm awake, and I got my coffee made, and I've got some pretty fabric here. So I'm going to cut out a quilt block and take it across the room and sew it. Maybe the only chance to get to work on this one today. Got some other projects to do. I've cut me some of this pretty fabric off of a piece that Jean Sugar sent me. But I think it's going to make a pretty crown and glory, so I'm going to cut it up. I've got something to go with it. Let me get my stuff here. I'm just going to talk to myself for a few minutes, I think. Let me get my instructions here because I got to read it. Okay. I think I have everything I need to do it. If I'm awake enough to do it. I ain't been up very long. I've really been sleeping in here lately. I just cut a square and I'm going to trim it down to 5 1/4. I think it's almost time to put a new blade in my cutter. Rotate my mat. Don't want to cut it wrong. Good morning, Rowena. You sewing this morning? Got my coffee here. Good morning, Yolanda. I'm going to cut me a block to sew. I have got to put a new blade in there. Seems like it wants to run crooked. Good morning, Pansy. It looks like we might get some rain today. You're knitting this morning. Good morning, Cheryl. I'm not going to talk too loud. Hubby's asleep, and it's nice and peaceful here. Corner to corner. I babysat yesterday, so I didn't do any sewing, but the little girls were here. The 2 little baby girls, but we had fun. That's curling up on me. You see that curl on that one? So I'll just be real careful. Good morning, Susan Munger. Now, I've got my pieces. I'm going to put them over here on my board. I'm going to try to be organized and not lose them as I cut them. Here's the rooster crowing. Now that's how they're going to go. Let's scoot that now out of the way. Let's cut this one. Look here, see what I want. I saw that you got your Sunday drive quilt. It's on the quilt machine, and I'm gonna go up and quilt on it later on this morning. After I get breakfast and things out of the way, I'm going up to the quilt shop and gonna quilt. It is pretty. Yeah, I put that red border, and what did I put on the back? Oh, I know. I put a piece of jewelry on the back. That's a kind of a robin's egg blue with cherries on it. That's what I put on the back of it. But it's on the machine, but not even hardly started. This is a 4 7/8. I hadn't told anybody, but Cheryl wants to buy that quilt from me when it's done. And Cheryl, that's the first time I've told them that you wanted it. But I'm going to have to get rid of some. There's too many quilts laying around here, so I'm going to have to sell some of them. So when that one gets done, Cheryl's going to get it. And Cheryl is finishing the hand binding on the second quilt. She made 2 Sunday drives. Blocks done and some of the sashing. Now, Rowena's working on the Sunday drive. But I'm working on Crown and Glory, and the block swap is what I'm working on. Several months ago, I talked about having a quilt auction and auction off one of my quilts. I'm still going to do that someday. Did I do that wrong? Let me remeasure this one. No, I'm good. I just need to cut it one more time. Cut my pieces a little big to start with, and then I've been trimming them down. How do I do a quilt de-stash? I like to keep them for just a little while and look at them, but then there's a big pile of them, so some of them need to go. I think I just made that one too small. One side's right. Yes, I got a do-over. It's not right. Too little. You bought some Lori Hope fabric and it came yesterday. I want to make another Sunday drive out of it. I got to get me another piece of this since I messed up. This is so pretty. Look at that. And what am I going to put with it? I'm using this one, and I'm going to put this piece on there, and this yellow. That's what's going to make the 3 pieces in this block that I'm working on. If I ever get them cut, scoot that back. Give myself just a little bit more room here. since I messed up. My family get all my quilts. Some people think they get too many, but it's your legacy to them. They'd love to get them. I know. And I need to give away more of them too. But I like to look at them just a little bit before I give them away. Let me try this one again. Can't cut very good sitting down here. I'm telling you, that's just duller than cutting with a butter knife. You ever try to cut with a butter knife? You can't do it. All right, try it again. Don't mess up this time. Go this way. Don't want too much of that yellow. I'm making, on these blocks I'm doing, I'm putting dark over to the side and trying not to get too much light in it. Good morning. Good morning, Linda Brookshire. Happy Friday. And Rowena asked, do I have fat quarter bundles in your shop? I've got 2 or 3. And if you guys request me to cut certain ones, I'll cut them special, cut you some if you want some, if we could figure out some way to do that. But yeah, but I don't have everything listed on that website. That website's kind of a job to have to work on. And I get behind on it. Let's see, what did Rome? I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out. New book, Prairie Home, 41 projects. That Julia fabric was pretty. I still have a couple of layer cakes and a few of them charm packs. So I just need to put a special price on them, get rid of them is what I need to do. But my layer cakes are $37 like it is. So that's a pretty good price most of the time. I think it is. Good morning, Bernice. Now, I don't want to cut this one too little. So let me pay attention. I think I got it right, but how come it doesn't look right? I think I cut it wrong 2 times. Does that mean it's time to stop? I did. Second time I've cut them the wrong size. What's the matter with me this morning? I think I'm having problems. I need another. That's what it is, ain't it? I was trying to cut them 4 7/8, but I messed it up. I've messed them up twice. And that's such a pretty piece of fabric. I don't want to keep messing it up. That fabric come from J Bad Seed, Jean, Sugar. Y'all call her different names. But she sent me that piece of fabric, and it's pretty. I think I'm going to move you across the room. Maybe I'm just in a bad spot this morning. This spot's not working for me this morning. Brooke, it's okay, Rita. You've done the same thing. The second one, I was going to be real careful. And I was reading this ruler. This was the ruler I was using. And I was going across and going down and getting my corners right. But it wasn't right. Just cut 5 inches. You could always, yeah, that'd probably been the easiest. And I was trying to do that. But it didn't work. I hate when I have to cut 11/16. Oh my. I have to keep asking my hubby where it is on the ruler. But it's just 11/16. So yeah, where is 11/16? I don't think I have a ruler with 11/16 even on it. I don't. I'm gonna move y'all. We're gonna go across the room. Let me see. How am I going to do that? I'm going to put that right there. That's my thumb. So you won't see all my mess as I walk across. Now we're over here. I wanted to show you these blocks. Can you see those up there? That's that crowning glory that I'm moving my head that way. I've made 5 of them. But I sure think they're turning out pretty. I even made a purple one. Aren't them pretty? Let's see. Oh, that one needs sewed together. But maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll finish putting that together. And this fabric in this one right here, Beth Metcalf sent me this piece of fabric, so I'm using it. Isn't that pretty? Aren't those blocks pretty? Let's go back over here. Those blocks, they are, I think they're just stunning. And what I'm doing is using the darker fabric around the outside. Anyway, that's my plan. And I don't know, I may never get it made, but I'm working on it anyway. In my spare time, just as what I want to work on. But anything I work on is what I want to work on. No, nobody makes me do or not do anything. I think I'm a little bit too independent that way. Oh, is my machine going to be too loud? I'm going to take these down. I do want to show you. Oh, that fell on the floor. But they're just the prettiest blocks. And it's going to be a scrappy quilt. This was the first one I done, but isn't that nice? And then this one. So they're just turning out pretty. And what did I do? Oh, and even the purple one. And when I put them together, I like sashing and cornerstone. So if I ever get enough made, they'll be put together with sashing and cornerstones. Good morning, Joanna. I'm going to have to go back over there and get my coffee cups. What I'm going to have to do. I left it over yonder to go refill it. And y'all, Susan saying good morning to Joanna. You didn't get a notification? It was a pop-up. You pretty much had to be up with me to do it. Do you know I've been sleeping so late? It's been like 6:30 before I even get up some mornings. So I didn't do it any morning lives for 2 weeks, I guess it was. But I'm retired. If I want to sleep in, I'm going to sleep in. I do too. I love scrappy quilts. And that's the reason those pre-cuts make them look like scrappy quilts. But not this. This one I'm going through my scraps. And every time I find a kind of a pretty dark piece, that last few days, oh, I'll put that in this one. And I've got a lot of pretty scraps. Some of them are mine. Some of you guys have sent me fabrics. So I've got plenty to pick from. They're not organized either. Get my corners lined up. You've earned the right to sleep in if you choose to. I'm telling you, we were contract poultry growers for 30 plus years. That's a long, long time. And we were the ones that would get up and wake the chickens up. And you know what? They brought chickens yesterday and put in the house up there. My son's still the contract grower, but not me. I quit. Not doing that no more. I'm going to pull this a little closer. And that's an old sewing machine in that case. But you know, I tried to fix this old sewing machine up one time. I'll show you what. And it was kind of, see if that piece is in there. I needed this piece. I need to order this piece for this sewing machine. And I ordered one from eBay and they sent the wrong thing. So I had to send it back. But if I had that to go on this old sewing machine, it would work because it set so long that it got a little dimple in it. And so when you try to sew, it goes bumpty, bumpty, bumpty. So I need that piece for this sewing machine. But I can't seem to find it. Joanna, let's see. Deb has a way too early morning doctor's appointment, so I have to leave him. Okay, you do what you need to do. I won't be here too long. I told my girls yesterday that if they didn't start laying more eggs, they're going to get a haircut. And I'd ordered the little things to wind the bobbins. I got those little thingies, little rubber pieces, but I need that thingy. What else is in here? All right, I'll put that back in there so I don't lose it. Now I was gonna press this up, these opens, what I was gonna do, and I got sidetracked. What year model? That's this sewing machine. This one belonged to my husband's great aunt. And well, it's a new home. That's what this one is, a new home. And it's got a little thing here that runs. It's kind of runs different, but it's a new home is what it is. No, it's not a treadle. I've got a treadle sewing machine in there. Some morning I'll get it out. It belonged to my husband's grandmother. And it's in a big wooden case. It's different than Mama's old. My mama has a treadle sewing machine that belonged to her Aunt Hetty, but the one in my house belonged to my Terry's grandmother. So I've got some treadle sewing machines around here that were heirlooms. It's a new home, and it's got that little rubber piece. That's set too long without being used, so it's not round anymore. It's got the little dimples in it. But I sewed on this thing when Terry's mother gave it to me when my kids were little. I sewed on it some, and I'd love to make quilt pieces on it now because it's got the flat table to work on. But a couple years ago, it was during that pandemic that I tried to find the pieces and I couldn't because that's when I was going to fix it up. Now, it's an electric sewing machine. Probably, I'd say from the 50s, wouldn't you say? I remember looking it up at the time I was looking for the parts, but now it's been too many years ago since I looked at it. Susan's got 2 treadles. Bernice, it's morning, so she's headed out. And I'm going to put this back down now so I can have some room to put my ironing mat, because this is where down here, this is where I turn the iron at. Good morning, Giovanna. All right, let me put it back down. Now and this is what I've got sitting on top of it. That's just a wood cutting board that I've got that mat on. I improvise, but I make it work for me. Now my arm's not on yet. Gotta wake it up. It went to sleep. Yes, Susan, you do. You have a lot of vintage sewing machines. Let's see how many I've got around here. I've got 2 featherweights. This one that won't work right now because of that little part, and I've got the treadle in there. My telephone's sitting on the treadle in the other room. I may have to bring it in here next time I do one of these lives and show you that old treadle sewing machine. I'll bring it and set it right here where I can show it to you. Maybe even sew on it. I won't make any promises when, but that'll be a plan, okay? Just because I want to. And I never did go get my coffee. I think I'm going to get it now. I'll be right back. Now it's too hot though. I have one that was my grandma's, and I'm 64, so that tells you how old it is. That treadle in there, that was Terry's grandmother. And it was just, well, what was she born? She was born a long time ago, because Terry's mother was her baby daughter, and she didn't have my husband until she was 36. And my husband's 66, so it's been around here a lot of years too. My great aunt only used a treadle. She didn't like electric sewing machines. All righty. Don't want to spill my coffee on my blocks. Is it hot? It's getting there. It's getting there. I sure wanted to get that other block sewed, and I'd have been working on it if I hadn't messed up on cutting them to pieces twice. Try this again. And drop it in the floor, wasn't I? You get it. It went behind the table. Now let's see if we can do this. Let me lay it out here so I don't mess up. I think that'll get it. Oops. I know. Then I had to get up, and y'all had to watch me pick them up. I'm going to start from that side. Susan, that's going to be a stunning quilt. Well, what have I got? 5 blocks made, so it's a long way from being done. But like I told you, I'm trying to use those dark pieces out to the corner. And you know, it looked pretty when I had it up there with that red and yellow sash, and then I'm putting on that swap quilt. Let's see, Susan Munger, where is your block? You sent me a block. I'm looking. Oh, I see it. You sent me a maple leaf. And it's hanging right over there. I see it. So it'll go in my block swap quilt. Maple, see? Yep. Maple leaf. About the time you was typing that, I was studying the wall over there. I'll show you guys what Susan sent me. That's what I'll do. I'm trying to keep everybody's name with them. Susan Munger sent me this block. Isn't that pretty? And actually this one, I'm going to change up the way I'm doing these names, so I'm going to have to rip that off and redo it. But it has your name on it. See you guys? Susan Munger. And Rowena's is around here. Let me think. I see Rowena's. If she's still in here. Who else in here sent me a block for that block swap. I don't think Joanna participated in this one. These blocks, even though I haven't finished them and put them together, they're really special to me. And getting these just warmed my heart. Just made us feel close. No, Joanna didn't do it. I know Rowena did. Rowena may not be in here now. And I don't know if I can name off everybody's or not. I think that one up there was D. D has a channel. D's Crafting Corner. I think that was hers. That's June Hansen. This Francis is. This one's Charlotte Vela that we see all the time. That one was hers. Oh, I know this one was pretty too. This is Laura Austin. She did that one. And then I won't go to pulling them off. But I'm trying to get them put together. I will someday. Yeah, you're still here. I'll show you Rowena's block. Because it doesn't even have the name on it. But you have to tell me if she's right or if I'm right or not. Rowena, this is the one you seeing, ain't it? And I right? Because I think I've done took the name off of it, going to redo it. But that's the one Rowena sent. She'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. And some of them I have to stop and think just a minute. But some of them, yeah, that's it. You sent it to me. And I kind of, I like it because it's got the barn and the chicken and even got this has like the milk pail and the milk. So for y'all most of y'all know me pretty well through everything I post, but I've got a little milk cow that I milk. I've got the chickens. I live on a farm. My husband's a cattle hay farmer. Let's see, Yolanda, what block are you asking about? Susan's block. I'm not keeping up with chat like I should. Susan. Yolanda, you'll have to tell me what pattern and maybe that you're talking about. And how long have I been on here? 38 minutes. I'm going to have to finish this. I have to get busy. Not mess them up here. But then I'd get further behind. Oh, the quilt I'm working on? Just a minute. This is what I'm making it from, and it's a website called Patchwork Squares, and it's a free quilt block pattern. Can you do a search and find that? That's what I'm making it from. And it is patchworksquare.com, and it's a free pattern. Does that help you? Someplace I think I tried to post the link on that on a couple other videos I did on it. Sometimes I wonder why we buy the quilt patterns when there's so many free things out there to do. I buy books and patterns when we wouldn't have to. There's more free ones than what we'll ever get sold up in 10 lifetimes. part of it. Let's see. I think I'll go ahead and sew it onto this one. Patchwork Squares has a lot of free patterns, and you keep buying Yeah, me too. That Moda puts out those free blocks every so often, and some of them I like, and I'll save them. And every once in a while, I think, well, I'll do a tutorial on some of them because they're free ones. Then I get sidetracked, and I don't do a tutorial on anything. Wait, I want that to go. I want to go that up one underneath to go the other way. You turn it. I flip it. Heard the rooster. I'm still going to go cut that block that I started this morning and fix it sometime today. There's 2/3 of it. Listen to that rooster. He's the rooster that won't go in the chicken coop, so he roosts on my porch. And it's not daylight out there yet. It's still dark outside. But I did open the door and let the screen door is there, but I opened the door just to let some morning fresh air in. Michelle the quilter. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful day today in central New York. I made blocks from Patchwork Square before, but I still buy patterns and books too. Me too. Me too. Now sew that onto the other part. Yeah, that one's got the red and the black. This has got a little bit of gray. This was a leftover piece from a layer cake from a quilt I did, and it was too light to use. But it got put in this block, so it's not going to go to waste. You know how when you got those pre-cuts layer cakes, sometimes some of those blocks are too light to use, so you have to cull them and not use them. Well, that's what that gray piece was. Got this one sewed together. Now, I know y'all agree with me, but I really am loving these blocks. There's that one. There's that one. I don't know. They're just going to be pretty. Five's all I had. I was going to have 6 this morning if I hadn't messed up cutting on that one twice. But I messed up too many times. Susan was over at her mom's house yesterday, and she said to tell Rita hi. She enjoys you. Hi to your mama. Tell her I said hi back to her. Is she still a quilting and a sewing too? Well, you were teaching her to quilt, make quilt blocks, wasn't you? Last time that's been a year ago though, hadn't it? Don't time just fly by? Some of us have been friends on YouTube for over a year now, couple years. You still teaching her. I was going to teach my mama, but my mama said she'd rather crochet, so she just went back to her crocheting. Well, what do I sew on now? What do I do? Do I get some of those blocks up there and sew them together? I've just got plenty to sew on if I sew it right and not mess up. Here's another block swap. This one's Linda Denton's. Isn't that a pretty block too? I like that one, but I've got to rip those off because I'm redoing them like I told you guys. I'll just get my seam ripper out and see if I can't take that off there. There's that rooster. Going to quilt chickens. I am. I bought a pantograph with chickens, so yes, I'm going to put chickens on it. The only time I used that one, I think I put those chickens on Carrie's quilt. When I sent that one to Carrie, I quilted chickens on it. Just because you got to know her through here. I've not heard from Carrie in a few days. Quilters are the best. They are, aren't they? And even I told you guys, this quilt here, some of the fabrics, I told you that Beth sent me this fabric right here. You guys send me fabric like you think I'm needed. I appreciate it, and I love the pet fabric. Y'all know that? I may not fold it and put it up real pretty, some of the scraps, but I sure enjoy looking at it and planning. And Rowena knows when you're doing a scrappy quilt how hard it is to decide sometimes what colors you're going to put what. Isn't that right, Rowena? That's my rooster. Pet the fabrics, I know. And the quilt, when you finish a quilt, you pet the quilt. I said I may not fold it up and put it away real neat, but I'll still pet them. Rub your hands over them and ooh and all over the quilt patterns on them and the fabrics in them. Don't want to stretch that out too much. Want to be careful with it. 49 minutes. I'll go about an hour live here, and then I'm going to get off here. Because I still, before I get too busy this morning, want to cut out that other block. And I'm going to have to do it without y'all watching me so I won't mess it up. I can do stuff, but then sometimes when y'all are watching me, I make that crazy mistakes. See, Rowena knows sometimes when you're doing scrappy stuff, or even when you're doing pre-cuts, you spend a long time matching them up. And then finally you just said, oh, well, I'll just tell myself, oh, well, whatever it is, it's going to be. All right, now I'm going to sew another one on that. Have I got another one? I don't want that. And that's got a... Well, I thought I had another yellow one. I might cut some more of those yellow strips. Because that one done got his little cornerstone sewed on it, so it needs to go on something different. I think I'm a fabric and pattern collector. I would have to be 250 years old to get it all used. Yeah, and then more comes out and you have to buy some more. And when I started this little fabric store, I've got stuff pre-ordered all the way up until 2025 that won't come until next year. And if I don't sell it, I guess I'll just have to sew it up when my old age. I'll just keep on the sewing. Fabricaholics. And I haven't sold very much in the shop the last day or two. I've got one order. I'm going to go up there in just after daylight and fill. But I haven't sold much lately. Yes, y'all just not seeing anything in there that you like. Kathy Waits is going to be coming, not today, but she said she might be here tomorrow. She's coming to visit my shop and me all the way from Georgia. So she said she'd call when they left Georgia, and she hadn't called yet. Fabricaholic and a chocoholic. I'm going to have to find my plugger upper. I see that battery going down. I think I've got one over here. Let me scoot this back. Here it is, but I'm not plugged into the wall. But I will be in just a minute. Face is under my morning web. That wasn't my battery. That popped up there. It says Windows Security. Oh, they did not find any threats, is what it popped up there and told me. So that's good. No threats, no viruses on my computer. That's a good thing. What am I looking at over here? What is that? Oh my, what did I cut them for? Looks like I cut a bunch of these blocks for something. I don't remember what I cut them for, though. Huh. Another one I was thinking about starting, I guess. Yes, I did. I beat the chickens up this morning. That little rooster didn't go to crowing until after I got up. There he goes. I'm hot already this morning. I want to turn the fan on me or something. But it's summertime. I kind of be glad when fall gets here. Let's see. Marilyn says, believe it or not, I'm getting ready to go to a quilting garage sale this morning to add to your collection. Well, Marilyn, if you see anything there you don't want, send it my way. Giovanna, are you talking about the rooster? The rooster's loving crowing on here or what? There it goes again. If we ain't awake by now, we ought to be, hadn't we? And Cheryl keeps a very small dish of M&Ms on my sewing table. I have to keep my energy level up, okay? If I've ever put any candy around here, if I start eating them, I can't stop. So there wouldn't be any left for me. I'm about to burn up all of a sudden. Y'all are a mess, you know that? Just about as big a mess as I am. Giovanna buys fabric by the yard at a very cheap price, but it is dress fabric. Rowena, yeah, Marilyn, Rowena, I missed that comment. Rowena says she'll go with Marilyn. Y'all just load up and come down here and I'll open up my shop for you. And give you some good prices too. 56 minutes. I'm counting down at the church in Walkerville. And what state is that in? Marilyn, what state did you tell me you was in? I've forgotten. We don't get quilting cotton if not at a very high price. Indiana, so you and Rowena's in the same state. My daughter gave me this cup for Christmas one year. I just want to work in my garden and hang out with the chickens. But I don't have any cups with sewing theme. I'll have to get me some. Oh, Giovanna's in Italy. Oh, you're Italy. Well, I thought your name looked foreign. So you're Italian. And there's no roosters. Are you in town so you don't hear the roosters? I bet even out in the country in Italy there'd probably be roosters. I'm in the foothills of the Arkansas Ozarks in a rural area. Born and raised hillbilly, I guess. Italian. Yeah. That's exotic, isn't it? For a hillbilly like me. Giovanna, that's a pretty name. I like that name though. Giovanna, am I saying that right? 58 minutes and 40 some seconds into this live stream. Live in a special town where we have orchards all around. Okay. There used to be a lot of orchards here in my foothills. They used to grow lots of peaches in my county, but not as much as they used to. But it's still an agricultural area where I live. Cows and chickens and this rural area. Agriculture, though. And I'm saying it just fine. When we say it again, Giovanna. Can I say it with an Italian accent? Probably not. Well, I'm going to start saying goodbye to Giovanna and goodbye to Rowena and Marilyn. And who else? Mary Webb and Cheryl. I don't know who's still in here, but I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Giovanna, we have peach, pear, grapes, kiwis. but Marilyn, I'm way down here in Arkansas, West Central Arkansas. Apples. Giovanna's got apples. That'd be a nice place to live around all those orchards. So it would. All right, I'm gone over my hour, so I'm gonna tell everybody goodbye. Everybody have a blessed day. I may try to live stream from the Quilt House quilting after a while. All right, bye now. Oh, I'm sure it's beautiful, Giovanna. I can just imagine. Goodbye to Michelle the Quilter. Bye. It's Friday. Some of y'all have a great weekend. It's just another day to me. Every day is just almost the same around here. See you next time. See y'all next time.